Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Ellen Barrett, and thank you for joining us today. We have a great show for you, and we are kicking it off. I've got Dave Brereton with us, and he's with Wisconsin Merchant Services, and he's the owner over there, and we're talking about EMV compliance. And so I'm just curious, we got to start off with, what is EMV for people who are thinking, what in the heck is that?
EMV is the chip cards versus magnetic strip.
Okay.
It's where they have taken cards from Europe and North America, so you can migrate from country to country and have one system compared to having two platforms in two different worlds.
It seems like a great idea, easy thing. I'm guessing it's not that easy to implement. And so how has EMV changed how businesses accept credit cards?
It's actually changed 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Depending on what type of, how you accept cards.
Yeah.
Is your changes. Everybody has to change equipment, whether it be the small terminals like Clover systems, or full point of sale systems. The hardest part really is the point of sale systems and integrating those, the new chip units into old systems. Typically, point of sale systems, if they're 5 to 6 years old, just have to be thrown out and start over. Which is a huge investment for a small to medium-sized company.
Oh, I can
so
imagine.
that's been the hurdle there. That, and we're just changing people's worlds.
Absolutely, and I know we were kind of talking about before the show started just how there wasn't a ton of change in the industry, and then it was like, pow, you know, huge, significant change.
Yeah.
And like you had mentioned, changing a lot of the equipment as well. So let's touch on that a little bit more, just how EMV has changed merchants' equipment that they have to have.
Typically, the old equipment was just, you gave the card to the merchant swiped the card, you got the receipt, and you took the receipt home and typically threw it out.
Yeah.
And so it was a waste of paper, and really kind of a waste of paper, waste of time. Now, what we want to do is have the customer always hold on to the card. Where the merchant doesn't have the availability to see the card, take the card, duplicate the card in any shape or way or form.
Yeah.
It's all about security. The mag strips on these cards that we've had forever have been around for 60 years.
Yeah.
So taking that magnetic strip and putting it into the chip has been a huge leap for security reasons. It takes too much time for someone to try to break into a chip compared to breaking into a bank.
Okay.
So the risk reward isn't there for them.
Okay.
Where a mag strip, all you need is a unit that changes security on a mag strip like they use at a hotel for a key card.
Oh, that's kind of frightening.
And you can buy those on Google and eBay.
That's scary.
So that's how easy it is to steal your card, make duplicates of 30 cards from one card, or 300, and then sell them on the black market.
So it sounds like maybe a headache right now for a lot of merchants out there who are having to make these big changes, but good for the collective, population and community.
Yeah.
'Cause most people have, cards, credit cards, debit cards, that sort of thing.
With change comes a little pain.
Ah, yes, unfortunately, right?
Yes.
So where is the industry heading in the future? Because obviously this was a huge leap.
Really, the technology it's just like the cell phone technology where you used to have a flip phone.
Yeah.
All you could do is maybe text here and there. Now you really have a laptop in your pocket.
Yeah.
And what we're doing with credit card terminals is changing them from having just a small register and a credit card terminal sitting there, two islands of information, melding them into one, into either a Clover system like these here, or they're just a small POS Android system.
Sure.
With different apps, just like your phone, you can tailor these units to do what they want. You can run them just as a credit card terminal. You put cash boxes to these barcode scanners, run inventory.
Wow.
So you can really do a whole lot for $1,000, $1,500.
Absolutely.
Versus just 3 years ago, that'd be $3,000 to $5,000 per station.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
So some incredible technology, it sounds like, in the community. We'll have to have you back again sometime. I want to talk about this stuff more. It's super interesting. And again, this is Dave Brereton. He's with Wisconsin Merchant Services. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I am joined now by Jim Berkmeyer, which I just found out actually means tree master in German. And it's very fitting because he's the owner over at Spring Green Timber Growers. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks.
I'm excited to have you on the show. And first, I just want to talk about what makes your wood products different from the typical item found in store today.
We grow the trees ourselves.
Right.
So we have a forest, about 200 acres at Spring Green, and we just let the forest grow naturally.
That's awesome.
And as we got into the business because of oak wilt and Dutch elm disease and windstorms, so when a tree dies, we'll salvage some of them. We sawmill it, we dry it in a solar heated lumber kiln, and we make the products ourselves and sell them direct to consumers. So you really know where your wood's coming from through our business.
So kind of going off of that, that actually leads to my next question about why should people care about knowing where their wood products came from or the wood in each, piece?
It's a real mystery in the market. If people really knew the truth, most wood that you buy in the stores was illegally logged and processed on the other side of the world. And it's a bad thing for the planet, the people, and the economy, where if we support local business and use the wood that's right here instead of throwing it away, that it'd be probably the biggest economic boom for Wisconsin that we could use, we could have if we used our local wood.
Absolutely. And yeah, something that would probably, it's one of those things out of sight, out of mind that people don't think about, but you really should. You really should think about it.
The timber industry has always been very corrupt and very, the government gives the timber to the big corporations to build the economy. And it's kind of been that way for hundreds of years. And nobody really, the only reason I can really see this is I've been able to travel back to Brazil and Thailand and other countries where it's just developing, and then you kind of make sense of what happened here 100 years ago.
Wow, interesting stuff. And I know something you had mentioned as well was solar heated lumber dry kilns. What a name. This sounds super cool. How do they work?
We just use the sun's power to heat air and simply blow that through our wood, and it dries it almost for free. It's renewable. But the quality comes out so much better.
Yeah.
But the experts, if you go to the university or the forest products lab, they'll say, oh, they don't work. They're only for hobby use. But this has been the key to our success for 30 years. So we sell the design to woodworkers all over the world. Our solar kilns are in use all over the world. But if you ask an expert, they'll say, oh, that'll never work.
But you're living proof that it does.
Yes.
It does work.
Every day.
So what would you say is the most rewarding part of your business? I mean, getting to know you a little bit more before the show, you're extremely passionate, and we were talking about how it must have been fate that this is your career.
The best thing is to build your own house with wood that you harvested. But once you do that, then going into someone else's house and sharing is good. But what I like the best is putting people to work.
Yeah.
So I've got 10 people working today using just our dead and dying trees or street trees from Spring Green, and we're giving them a good job. They're able to make stuff, and everybody just loves working with wood if you have the real chance. So we use what other people would say is junk, what the industry would throw away, and we make a lot of money and put a lot of people to work and keep it all right in the community.
Now, kind of going off of that, you guys offer different training opportunities and for other forest owners and wood businesses too.
Yeah, my passion is to get everybody to use local wood.
Yeah.
And just to show that this is a real alternative, and it'd be so good for us. So we do monthly training, we do a week-long training program. We've got, everything's listed on the website, so there's, we just try to share with anybody that's interested that there's a better way to use timber, and that, to keep a small business, in business compared to sending your wood across the world to get processed in China or someplace else.
It's good for everybody.
Yes.
It sounds like. Now, before we go to day two, I want to talk about some of the things you brought. Obviously, just gorgeous stuff, but I want you to hold up those ornaments.
Okay, this is our biggest seller worldwide is laser cut ornaments. And we have a huge variety, so you have to go on the internet to begin to see. But we can personalize them. We can put your name in wood. So we put your words in our wood.
I'll be holding it up here. Okay. There you go. Perfect, so you guys can see them.
So we make them all different sizes, but as a landowner, this is so cool because it lets me sell every different species of my trees.
Yeah.
And commercially, walnut's the only thing that people want right now.
Yeah.
And maybe a perfect white oak. So this lets us sell all our wood and manage our forest much better.
Absolutely. Beautiful products and a beautiful purpose as well, and great things that you guys are doing over there. Again, this is Jim Berkmeyer with Spring Green Timber Growers. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and with me now I have Nan Pum and Kelsey Lorenz. Thank you guys for being with us today with M3 Insurance.
Thank you
I
for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Yeah.
And you're the director of marketing over there, and then you are also an M3-Ewer. Did I say that right?
Yes.
And we're going to be chatting about that program a little bit today, and it's kind of M3's solution to the war on talent, which is really interesting if you are a business owner, or maybe you're kind of on the other side of things, like, you know, being an employee who's looking for a position. That's really interesting right now. And so let's start off, though. Let's just talk about M3 Insurance and what you guys can tell us about it.
Well, M3 is Wisconsin's largest independent insurance agency.
Wow.
And so we have 5 offices throughout the state, and we offer employee benefits, property and casualty, employer-sponsored retirement plans to our clients primarily in Wisconsin, but also across the country.
Very cool. I didn't know you guys had all those different locations. That's awesome. So now let's talk about the M3U program as well, because people might be watching and be thinking, what, Ellen, are you talking
What in the
about?
world?
What are you talking about? So what is that program?
It is, I describe it as a 2-year talent development program. Historically, insurance isn't an entry-level position or an entry-level field, yet we're growing fast, and we need young talent such as Kelsey. So it's a 2-year career development program designed to give you the formal education that you need, as well as the experience that you need to launch your career in an exciting industry like this.
Very cool. And kind of like you had just answered there, the reason for developing this program is that you guys are growing so fast, I'm guessing.
Yes. I think a lot of companies and a lot of industries are really in that place where baby boomers are retiring, and we need young talent coming behind them who's ready and prepared. And M3U gives an opportunity for us to attract young professionals such as Kelsey and others like her.
And I have to give a shout out because Kelsey and I realized that we both went to UWL together. And so shout out to UWL for preparing people and individuals. And so I had to do that there as well. So what would you say makes this program too different than an internship, and in that it's kind of that career readiness, it kind of sounds like?
Well, an internship is usually a summer-long thing, and there isn't guaranteed employment at the end of it. Whereas our M3U program, you are a full-time M3 employee, so you're affording yourself all the benefits and retirement and any benefits of a full-time employee.
That's incredible.
The role is just really focused on giving you the experience that you don't have prior to coming in.
And that's really cool because college does prepare you to an extent, but then if you do go into a specific field, let's say insurance, for example, you might not necessarily have all of that insurance experience like you had mentioned.
Yes.
So great for the company and great for the people who are hoping to get that jump into the industry as well.
And from my perspective, just while I was looking for jobs in college, every posting would say 1 to 2 years of experience is required to even be considered, and that's kind of the beauty of this M3U. You're getting the experience in the industry that you want, while launching your career at the same time.
So what would you say makes somebody a good fit for the program, the M3U program?
The participants in the program are coming in with a good foundation provided through their education, but they don't necessarily have to have any experience in any sort of related field. So they're coming in without an insurance background, but ultimately they have to have the ambition and the initiative to just learn a lot and be able to soak up the experiences and the formal education that the program provides.
So what is it like, a day in the life, I guess, of being an M3Uer? What's it like every day?
Yeah, so there really isn't a typical day. So that's kind of
a good thing, though.
Yeah, it really makes the job unique and fun. I enjoy going to work. One day, every day is different. So one day I might be studying for a designation exam, which would be similar to a CPA exam for an accountant, where the next I'm in the field, job shadowing account executives, seeing what it's like to have that interaction with the client. And then also shadowing business development, speaking with prospects and networking things. Just every single day is filled with different projects and meetings and things like that.
What an incredible experience, and just awesome that you
Yeah.
guys are able to offer this, and it sounds like it benefits everybody who's involved. So be sure to check it out if you are interested, or you're looking for that next step and you're not sure where to go. Be sure to check out this program, the M3U program. Again, this is Nan Pum and Kelsey Lorenz with M3 Insurance. Thank you guys for being with us
Thank
today.
you for having
us.
We appreciate it, and we'll be back with more Talk of the Town right after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and I've got a whole posse with me today. I'm really excited to tell you guys an event that's coming up here in the community, and I have Zach, Josh, we've also got Alora, Jalen, and Nick. You guys are all performers and students over at Madison Memorial. Thank you guys for being here today.
Yeah.
Happy to have you guys here. And so let's start off with, tell us about this event that's coming up here at Madison Memorial High School.
So this is the annual benefit concert, and for this one, it is supporting the Badger Child Cancer Network.
Awesome.
It's just a whole bunch of student acts and groups and performers that come together, and we just like to put on a big show for everybody.
And this is something that students have done for quite some time, year after year, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, super cool. What a way to, get students in the community involved, and also something you guys are all clearly passionate about, which
Yeah.
is music. So
Yeah.
very cool. So let's talk about what kind of show is this? I know you guys mentioned music. You guys are from all different groups, it sounds like. So give me the run through of everyone.
So I'm from the band Surround Sound, and our band is mainly like alternative and kind of rock, classic
Awesome.
rock. And it just like we have various different genres. We have rap, we have some more classic rock, we have some metal, just everything that fits the bill for everybody's taste.
Awesome. So when you come to the show, you'll kind of get a little bit of everything, it
Yeah.
sounds like. So you don't have to like just one specific genre.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds super cool. And so what are the details of the event? So if people are thinking, this sounds like something I want to go to, when is it? How much is it?
Okay, so it is on December 2nd, which is a Friday, starting at 7 p.m. It is $5 at the door. It is at James Madison Memorial High School.
Awesome. And they just got to show up at the school and buy their tickets at the door.
Yep.
It's in the auditorium.
Very cool. And I know you had mentioned the charity. Do you want to mention that one more time,
Yeah.
what that charity is?
Yeah, it's the Badger Child Cancer Network.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that charity and how you guys chose it.
Well, so as performers and students of JMM, we decided that we'd choose the Badger Childhood Cancer Network
Yeah.
because as students we can relate to being kids because we're young
Yeah.
and everything. And so we decided, since it's around the holiday season, why not give back to our peers and posse? So
Very cool, and such a great organization to give back to. So very well chosen, and I'm sure a lot of great organizations out there, and I'm sure it's very difficult to choose just one. And so you guys also are part of kind of creating this event and putting it all together, right? So how much time went into doing all of that, and what it went into that process?
So I guess probably the longest and hardest part of it is just finding all of the groups that want to perform and just getting your acts together. Other than that, it's basically take a picture of your band, what's the name, and then we put it on a poster and just start putting it up everywhere.
Was selecting the charity a difficult process for everybody to agree upon?
No,
Oh.
It really wasn't that hard to
All work together?
Yeah, it was just kind of like, hey, does this sound good? And we're like, sounds good to me.
And so you said 5 different bands.
Yeah.
Okay, so 5 different people that you'll be able to see when you go to this event. All
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool stuff. And like I had mentioned, this isn't your first rodeo, so to say.
No.
No.
You guys doing this. Have you been in it in years past as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in ever since freshman year. I've been in every single one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But that's cool though to see that process and transition. How has it grown or changed since that time?
I think that as like freshmen, when we started our freshmen, this is my second year of like doing this with the school. We just kind of know what to expect,
Yeah.
and so it's more perfected
Sure.
and well-rounded.
So basically you're saying when people come, it's going to be a great show.
Yes.
It's well thought out, it's put together.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. And just curious from you two, what would you say is your biggest musical inspiration that you draw from? Big question.
Probably my uncle. He's the one that
Oh, that's awesome.
that really got me into the whole performing part, because he's in a band as well.
Sure.
So like ever since I saw him on stage, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about
So
you?
I'm the drummer for Surround Sound, which is a band that's performing, and I draw my musical inspiration from John Bonham from Led Zeppelin.
Awesome.
Yes.
Rockin', right?
Yes.
I love it. Well, this is an event you're not going to want to miss. Thank you guys for taking time away from school. I'm sure it was really hard for you to come here and make the decision to come be on TV and talk about music.
Thank you so much.
Pulling teeth, right?
Yeah.
But thank you guys again so much. This is a benefit concert coming at James Madison Memorial. Be sure to check it out. And thank everybody for watching today, and thank you to all of our guests. You can find us next time on Talk of the Town, only on Wisconsin's 57.